are live.
Hey guys, happy Thursday. Today we are making smoked pulled pork. I'm super excited to show you guys this recipe. I posted it, I think almost like a month ago or right around then, and the video did really well, and I received tons and tons of messages asking for the full how-to recipe. So that's what we're doing today. Cameraman, as always, is my husband Joe.
Hey, back here manning the camera and watching for your comments. So if you have any questions throughout this live, go ahead and throw them in the comment section and I will pass them along to Danielle. We've got a bunch of people rolling in already. We've got Harry McNeff is here.
Hey buddy, how are you doing?
And a bunch of people. I don't know, 80 some people just rolled in. So sorry guys, I can't,
Awesome.
throw all the names in.
Come
Bearded
on,
Barbecue Boys is here. I was just wearing their hat today in your car.
That's my damn hat. I told you don't touch my hat.
It's a good looking hat. I had to throw it on. Give it a try.
He's been trying to steal that hat for how long have I had it? Like 2 months now.
When did you come home with that hat?
Yeah, I'm like, don't touch my hat. But I left it in the car after the beach the other day, and I should have known better.
I found it, and I had to try it out. Stretch it out. Jay Green Official says, "Hey Joe, how are you? Hey, I got a mention.
You have a friend.
I'm in this.
So I'm just getting the actual barbecue seasoning, all that together. And we have a few different options with this. So, oh, I didn't throw it out. Good. So for the barbecue rub, you can either make your own. I just use an all-purpose barbecue rub just to make life simple. Spiceology is my go-to. You can get a big old thing of it. And this amount does three pulled pork butts. So it's perfect amount. I added, how much? This is the hardest part, I swear, with cooking, is like writing down the actual recipe, because it's like, well, I'm going to add a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and then bam, it's done. So we have about a cup of the barbecue seasoning. We have right around 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar, and then 1 teaspoon of kosher salt. I'm going to go ahead and mix this together. If you're not much of a sweet fan when it comes to a pork butt, just use the barbecue, keep saying yet. Just use the barbecue rub instead of adding the brown sugar. So we're going to mix this together. And this pork butt is a Heritage bone-in pork butt from D'Artagnan. They are my go-to source when it comes to pork. Heritage is so good.
Good as it gets.
Yeah. So I am dying because I have the full smoked one right over there. I didn't even peek in it to make sure that it like cooked properly and everything. I had a little bit of technical difficulties earlier today on the smoker, so fingers crossed, guys, because this is live. It won't be the first or the last time, though, that I screw something up cooking on camera, which I swear that's the only reason that you guys join. It's like, oh, what is she going to do today?
Highway Star Truck Services says, Joe, don't let her kick you with her bad toe. Be careful.
Yeah, he's aware of my... Let me get this back on.
Bearded Barbecue Boy says, hey, guys, don't touch the hat.
Get this on. So I'm just doing a rub on the pork butt with some yellow mustard. I've used a Dijon mustard on this before, and that added a great flavor. Now, I did not do a barbecue rub on that one. I was doing a Cuban style pork butt flavoring. And actually, I'm going to keep it that side up. This is the hard part. Normally, this is where I make a hot mess. I'm going to try to keep this as clean as possible on here.
Helen Welsh says, what's the badge? Helen, I'm not sure what you're referring to as far as the badge.
Badge? Is it the badge on Instagram?
We'll see.
Okay. Yeah, let me know. So we did this Food Network style, guys. And any questions, again, just pop up Joe with any questions there. He can ask me or he can answer them. He is a really good, see, I don't want to say that on camera.
Storyteller.
Storyteller. Yeah.
Storyteller, exaggerator, BSer.
Yeah, BSer. That's the one I was thinking of.
Iron Fire Cooking said stone ground is great too. I think referring to the pork, maybe?
Stone ground?
Stone ground.
I don't think I've
Iron
heard
Fire, elaborate for us. I'm not sure what
Yeah.
you're referring to there.
Man,
Sorry.
you guys are getting me today. So we just really want to coat the entire pork butt really well with this rub. And depending on the size pork butt you have, you may have a little bit of seasoning left over like I do here. And the reason I like to add the brown sugar in for this rub is because we are doing this North Carolina style, because we are in North Carolina, guys. So it adds a great flavor. What we're doing, we're going to smoke this off. I'm going to trade these out.
Stone ground mustard was the reference.
Yes, stone ground mustard. Ooh,
I don't know. I'm just throwing guesses out there. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you're
and then I'm
with
throwing
me,
you off. Perfect.
So I'm using brown sugar on this because once we get it all done, I'm going to show you guys when we're, at that stage, we're going to do a North Carolina style barbecue sauce after we're done shredding it. It's going to have a vinegar. So I like the balance of the acidity with the heat of the barbecue rub with a little bit of the sweetness from the sugar. So it works really well. All right, we are going to go ahead and go outside. It's getting a little bit dark and it has been a little bit rainy today. But what I'd like to show are the different steps of the pork butt. So we're going to start off with taking this. Actually, did we decide, am I going to leave this one in and just smoke this one on Saturday, since Saturday's Traeger day? Just let this one marinate. Oh, then I don't need.
Yeah, because if you throw that on right now, you're going to be up at 4 a.m. messing with it, aren't you?
I ain't doing that shit. All right, I'm putting that over here.
Okay, so somebody did mention it was about the badge. So the badge is at the bottom. You can buy a badge to help support the channel. So that's what it's there for.
Yes, and thank you everyone who has bought badges. We did not thank people last time because we didn't realize that a couple people had bought those. All of that goes to the groceries, and I really appreciate it. All right, so we're setting that aside. That was the prep. Now what we would do is we would take it out to the smoker. The smoker is preheated at 250 degrees. And I'm going to show you guys the second step of this. Come on, follow me.
Some behind the scenes action here. We don't usually go outside.
Yeah, the lighting's not going to be great. It's windy. It's a little bit rainy. So
get to see the backyard.
Yeah, you guys get to see the backyard. We redid it for Tanky.
Since he destroyed our grass within like 6 months, we said heck with it. We're going to tear up the grass and give him a runway in pea gravel. So there's his ball playing runway now.
All right, guys. So smoker set at 250. Here is the second step that we're doing. We want to check the temperature and make sure it's 165 degrees. We're a little bit over. That's fine. But it does have a bone in here, so you want to make sure that you're not touching the bone. You want to stay away from that part. And if you feel like you do touch it, pull it out about halfway, and that's going to be more of an accurate temperature. If you get near that bone, the temperature will not be accurate. A couple of different options when you're doing a smoked pork butt. You can use paper to wrap it. I found that using paper, you're going to get more of that bark on the outside of the pork butt. Or, especially depending on the pork butt that you've had. I've had some that are like filleted open, and I found that the tin works really well. So you would put it in the tin and then wrap it. And that's what we're going to do, because I'm actually serving this to some friends on Saturday, and I can just put it in here and be good to go, and I don't have to touch anything afterwards. So we're going to grab our pork butt, throw it in there. I'm going to pull this off, close up the smoker so we keep that temperature in there. And now we want to wrap it really tight. Let me take these back off. Goodness for pockets, man. You could add a little bit of apple juice in this if you wanted to. Since I'm doing the North Carolina barbecue style vinegar sauce on it, I'm not going to mess with that. We're going to keep this very simple. Put it back on, and we're going to keep it on until it hits 205 degrees. Then we're going to pull it off and let it rest. And I'm going to show you guys inside how we're letting it rest, because there's a few things that some people do that really aren't recommended. Get my good side here now.
I am. I'm getting the back.
Yep. Okay. So here is...
Iron Fire Cooking said, I did one in pineapple juice. That was phenomenal.
Ooh, pineapple juice would be so good.
Harry McNeff said, will Joe get up at 4 a.m. to check on it? Highly unlikely. Joe sleeps like a bear.
Yeah.
Danielle recently made me start wearing mouth tape because I snore so much.
Yeah, so like before we go to bed, I'm like, don't you need that mouth tape on yet? So pineapple juice is a great idea. That's so funny you bring that up. A girlfriend of mine, she told me to take a whole chicken, put it in a not a crock pot. She puts hers in a crock pot. I put mine in a Dutch oven. And she's like, put a can of pineapple juice and then the rest of your seasonings in it. And that pineapple juice just breaks down the chicken. And that worked incredible. That's a great idea for the pork. I'm actually going to borrow that idea for that one tomorrow.
You're getting some other ideas here too. We've got, okay, Iron Fire Cooking also said apple juice is the winner. And Bearded Barbecue Boy said vinegar and applesauce in the wrap.
And applesauce?
Yep. They're giving away their secrets here, you know.
Man, I'll take it. I'll take all the secrets because I love barbecue. You could eat barbecue every single day. It's so good. And that's one of the things we're going to show you guys at the very end is how versatile it is on different dishes you can make, because unless you're like entertaining or something, when you have this big of a portion, normally you're going to have leftovers. So leftovers, you can make a lot of different things with it.
And our friend Barb Peplinski from Matt Lachey bought a badge.
What's up, lady? Thank you.
Thank you so much for your support. We really appreciate that.
I need some mangoes. You and Vicky have to figure out how to ship me up some mangoes here.
Iron Fire Cooking said, posting a Hawaiian punch one tomorrow.
I will keep an eye out for that. So you can see the first one, I wrapped it. Now again, I have not opened this. I'm fingers crossed that this is good. But I wrapped the first one. I'm leaving it in the tin because this will make a hot mess. I wrapped it really good.
You want it to be like a birthday present.
Yeah. All right. Let me see if I can just do this without it being... It is like a birthday present. It's like a grab bag.
Highway Star Truck Service says, reduce the pineapple juice with brown sugar and cayenne. Spray it as you go.
I love that idea.
Great idea.
Yeah, and I love the cayenne. I use a lot of ancho chili powder. Am I saying that? Yeah, ancho chili powder. So we want to make sure it's nice and tender. Pulling out that bone. Make sure that's not meat because we're not throwing anything away. I swear, this is the hardest shot to get, especially as an Instagram or any type of person that's shooting a video of it. Because, man, this stuff is hot, but it is so good. So...
She'll burn her fingers for the shot, don't worry.
Do anything for the gram, baby. Whew. Look at that beautiful meat.
See the steam coming off.
Holy crap. Hold on, I need a second.
Iron Fire Cooking says, get some heat gloves.
Hey, babe, that's what I need for Christmas.
All right.
Here, I'll turn it because this is always a money shot.
Bearded Barbecue Boy said, use glove liners.
What's a glove liner?
I
You
don't know.
guys are blowing my mind right now. I feel like, what's up, Brooke?
Iron Fire says, you could also use the bone to chop it.
That's a good idea. But it's not as sexy as using your fingers, right? Okay. All right, I'm going to grab forks. This is hot.
Okay.
I always do the beginning shot just for that, but Oh, it turned out beautiful. Very excited.
I'll get some
So good. Yeah, let me grab some forks here. Okay. So I like to shred it all right away. Just like this. And what's your guys' favorite barbecue? With this, I'm going to do the North Carolina barbecue sauce on top, but Joe always asks for sweet barbecue. You've been getting into a little bit smoky barbecue though too, huh?
I don't know, I'm just tasting this.
Yeah, you guys are going to see that the cornbread, some of that went missing.
That wasn't just me either.
Well, I had to taste it after you tasted it.
All right, Bearded Barbecue Boys answered the question on the liners. He said cotton gloves, and then you wear the rubber gloves over top of them. So simple.
Dude. That is so simple, and I've never,
And Highway Star Truck Services said the bun worked perfectly for busting it up. So
that's a good idea. All right, I'm going to do that for the next one because that one's probably going to be on for, well, I timed it all out. I made this like a week ago to get all the timing right for tonight because I didn't want you guys to wait on me for anything. So I think it was like 4 hours afterwards. We just wrapped it. So you're going to be up late tonight, Joe. All right, so let's start.
At least I got some pulled pork to chew on.
All right, come on over here. We're going to make some North Carolina barbecue. I'm going to put this aside. Okay, we need brown sugar. We have ketchup that we need, salt, pepper. So this is my version. If you guys know me, you know I'm not a huge heat person. I like a little bit of a kick, but not a ton. So I'm going to grab some.
Bearded Barbecue Boys asked, where are the doggos? Yeah, we keep them in their crates when we're doing lives now because they tend to bark and screech and yell and do goofy things every time.
Yeah,
they just can't act right. It's like, somebody knocks or something happens.
Every time.
Yeah.
And we've tried so many times, and it'll be, all of our friends come over and they're like, your house is so quiet. And it really is. But I swear, the moment we
good
leave one
boys
of the
until
dogs
the camera's on.
Yeah. They're like, what? I need to make.
Time to act a fool.
Yeah, I need to make a scene. So we're doing 1 cup of apple vinegar. We're going to do half a teaspoon of black pepper. And that's almost done. We're going to do 2 tablespoons. Is it 2? Sorry, 1 tablespoon of ketchup.
Ink and Arrows bought a badge. Thank you so much.
Thanks, girlfriend. She's the one who does archery, and I was telling you that I want to start doing archery. I think that would be a lot of fun. I think Joe doesn't want me to do archery because I may be good at it.
I don't know why you would think I don't want you to do it. I'm also good at it. I know I'm good at it. So.
2 tablespoons.
I've been shooting a bow since I was a kid.
All right, well, I'm going to have to figure out how to do this then, because I think that sounds like a lot of fun. We have 1 cup of apple vinegar, 2 tablespoons brown sugar. We're going to do a couple dashes of red pepper. You could use cayenne. Half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper, 1 tablespoon of ketchup. We have it over medium heat. And we are just, let me grab this. We're going to stir this until it's just all incorporated, that sugar's broken down. And then we're going to pour this over our pork butt. See, and you can see some cornbread went missing. And we do have some fresh baked beans. I made these bad boys from scratch. They've been cooking all day in the oven at 300 degrees. So I'm going to show you guys a couple of our favorite ways to use up some of the pulled pork. One of my all-time favorite ways is with a Cuban sandwich. You can't go wrong with it. Now, if I were to do a Cuban sandwich, or if I know that, I'm going to have leftovers, we're going to do something like a Cuban sandwich or a Cuban pie or something like that, where we're going to want to add like oregano and orange and like some different flavors into it, I would not put the sauce on top of the pork. Just keep the pork just as is.
All right, we got some comments. Alyssa Nolte, I think it is the name, says, "You are the best cook. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
sharing." And Bearded Barbecue Boy said, "Cornbread with a custard layer in between. I'm waiting for you to make it."
Hold on, I'm writing that one down. Okay, so yeah, I posted it to my stories. One of my favorite combos, which you're gonna hate because I love banana, you hate banana, is peanut butter and so this is warm. Drizzle some, creamy peanut butter, some jelly on it, and then I throw a banana on it, but I know that would be your nightmare. So custard in between cornbread. Well, that's going to happen.
Yeah, just said cornbread layer, custard layer, and then a cornbread layer.
I like that. I like that a lot. Anything with cornbread.
Iron Fired Cooking said, "What's for dessert? Best page dessert on IG, fast and to the point."
Thank you. Thank you very much. Dessert, actually, I didn't make anything for dessert. The plan was I have a recipe I am so excited to make. I'm going to make some sticky buns. I have not made those in forever. And we're getting ready to shoot a recipe for the cookbook for sticky buns. So I'm going to do a different flavor one. And that I'm making. And then I made a passion fruit curd. I'm trying to figure out what to do with. Maybe a cheesecake. And then since we're having friends over on Saturday and we're going to do like a southern barbecue feast, I'm making collards with ham hocks. We're going to have cornbread, baked beans, pulled pork, obviously, lots of barbecue sauce. I am making a strawberry rhubarb cobbler.
It's not enough, guys.
It's not enough.
Evan C says, "Have you ever put cinnamon and maple syrup on cornbread?" I'm a big maple syrup guy on cornbread for sure. Never added cinnamon, but
cinnamon, I bet, would be really good, babe.
I'm a maple syrup guy, or honey and butter. Usually. Bearded Barbecue Boy said, "Banana boycott." William Barton said, "I'm coming over," and then asked, "Did you cook it on the grill or the oven?" Neither. We did it in the smoker.
Yep. And who's coming over?
William Barton.
Okay, that's a deal. We may not have enough. It's only like 20 pounds. You know what? I think it's even more than that. I think I estimated we're going to have like 30 pounds of pulled pork. All right, I'm just going to taste this, make sure this is on.
Iron Fire Cooking asked, "Are y'all professional photographers or self-taught?" Definitely self-taught. No professionals here. We're figuring it out and struggling as we go, but doing our best.
Yeah, Joni from A Bite Shop.
Learned pretty much everything there, right?
Absolutely everything. That woman is a genius when it comes to camera. And just how she teaches is amazing. I'm dyslexic, ADHD, not good at anything that you just have to read and try to figure it out. And so the funny part is I was always the worst photographer ever. Like nobody would ever hand me the camera to take a picture of anything because my hair, the finger, or cut the top of your head off. It was always something. And so then starting to do this, realizing, all right, I have to learn how to take like really good high-res images. Everything Joni A Bite Shop. And she's straight to the point. She's amazing.
And most of it's free. She does have some courses, and we've purchased some of her courses, which have been really good. She's got an artificial lighting course that was a huge help in the beginning because neither one of us really understood artificial lighting, and it's a challenge at first for sure to get the lighting right. So
it is.
As you can see, we've built out our selection of lights. We've got this light, we've got this light just for the video, but also photography lighting is its own thing altogether. She doesn't use any of these lights for photography. That's a completely different setup. And
and I do that because you can never count on the weather. It's been raining all day. It's supposed to be beautiful, but it works great. All right, guys, so we have our pulled pork. We have our North Carolina barbecue sauce, which is just a vinegar base. The combination of a little bit of vinegar, the sauce, I'm going to save a little bit of that for the next one. The combination of just that brown sugar, the barbecue seasoning, everything. It's a beautiful thing. And I just like to toss it just a little bit in there so it can really absorb that flavor. Because the outside of the barbecue, outside of the pork, you can see that has great flavor. It has a nice little crust on there, but the inside doesn't have that flavor unless you inject it. And injecting is always good. I don't really personally do it. I've done it maybe a couple times, but I prefer doing this because I just find it's a little bit easier. So we are going to set that aside, and how are we doing on time? It's still pretty early. All right.
We got some comments too. Let's go to some comments.
Okay. I'm going to start on barbecue sauce.
Taker1212 and a few other numbers says, what about chocolate banana pudding? I think just in reference to some of your favorites.
Chocolate banana pudding. I definitely need to make that. I do like that.
Beach Girl Grill says,
What's up, Nikki?
coconut passion fruit sticky buns.
Okay, hold on. Coconut passion fruit sticky buns. Well, it's passion fruit curd. I'll think about that one. Maybe I could do that with cinnamon rolls because I could put the curd on top. All right, I'm interested in that one. I do like that. I love coconut and passion fruit together. That combination is just killer.
And Bearded Barbecue Boy said, had to jump off, catch you later. Pulled pork looks awesome.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks for joining us.
Always a great compliment coming from him.
All right, so I'm just making a sweet barbecue sauce. I will have the recipe in there. Also, if you just want to buy a sweet barbecue sauce, that's always a good option. I'm just going to make this so I can show you guys some different ways that, you know, we use the pulled pork. Some different ideas for once you make it, what are some good sides or ways to serve it?
I got to tell you, I've had all the barbecue sauces. We taste all of them. I'm not afraid to try something new. Danielle's is by far still my favorite. It's definitely a sweet barbecue sauce, and I love a sweet barbecue sauce, so
it is sweet.
Plays into my favorites, but
yeah, and you can easily add heat to this. It's just a really basic barbecue sauce. It's ketchup, that sauce, I'm not saying it.
Worcestershire.
Yep. Liquid smoke, brown sugar, salt. Sometimes I'll add some red pepper in there, but because we have red pepper already on there, I want to keep this really sweet. And normally the next step that I would do is I would pour this into a pot, just cook it off, and let that sugar really break down. Since I'm just doing this for one shot today, I'm just going to keep that as is. We're going to keep it simple. Keep it simple, folks.
And you did get a comment of pulled pork nachos, which Danielle is always a fan of that.
Yes.
Anything nachos.
Yeah, Nikki over at Beach Girl, she gives me nacho goals, man. Every single nacho is loaded like perfectly.
Like how I make mine, where I count out the nacho chips and fill them exactly.
Yeah. It's impressive. I'm just like, pile it on.
Danielle's a pile on.
Yeah.
She just piles it all on.
Put it all on. I get a bowl this big, and then it ends up this big. It is so good. All right, what do I do with my plates here?
And then every time I'm like, there's no way you're eating that. And then she crushes it.
Yeah. Not playing.
It's impressive.
All right, let's start with this one. So we're just going to go classic here. We're going to do a hamburger bun. And you could throw cheese on here too. I'm going to show you guys my favorite combo. And fun fact, I do make a vinegar-based coleslaw, but I'm not a fan of making mayo-based coleslaws because it's just so easy to just go to the store and buy it. It's already done. It's already soaked. It's already perfect. So it makes life easier. I always get store-bought. Okay. So let's do this. So we're just going to go classic here and do pulled pork sandwich. Oh, that's a big piece. And then I'm going to be curious which one you're going to want to eat, dear.
What do you mean, which one?
Once I get all these done.
Oh.
Which one are you going to pick? Add a little bit of barbecue sauce. And the sweetness, again, with that vinegar, That's money. So good. Let's add some coleslaw on top. And there is, let me turn that around. That side's prettier. There is option 1. Now, another great way to use pulled pork. Grab this. Oh, that was a little bit loud.
Queen of Jam said, I put maple syrup on my coleslaw instead of sugar with the vinegar. So good.
That's a good idea.
Different.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I will definitely be borrowing that one.
And said, add a lot, not a little. I don't know if that was in reference to your sandwich or to the maple syrup. So
let me know on that
one.
Right. You're like, oh, this tastes a little bit too sweet if I do that wrong.
I think maybe it was in reference to the sandwich because the next comment was, that's a lot of wet meat for a little frail bun.
It's not about the bun. It's all about the meat, baby. So normally I would warm these up and, toast them all up. But again, we're just doing this just for this to show you guys just some different options. So next option is, of course, tacos. Tacos is a great option. You can top this if you just want to do barbecue tacos. That's always good.
She said she was referring to adding a lot of sauce. I think the barbecue sauce.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. So for this, you could add coleslaw on top. You could do a lot of different things, actually. You could do what my preference would be is I would go a little bit more of a Cuban flavor on this. I'm going to add some type of pickled veggies on this, some fresh herbs, some oregano, and just really make those flavors pop. You could add coleslaw if you just want to go, easy peasy. That's always an option. You could add a pineapple salsa. That would be really good on this. And
Evan asked, do you guys have Lucille's barbecue in North Carolina? Doesn't ring a bell to me, but
I've not heard of Lucille's. No, I don't think so. I'm gonna have to look this up though. All right, let me pop that off and I'll come back over to you.
Okay. I don't think I said this, but you guys, these baked beans are game changer. If you're like me who just grew up with Bush's baked beans and that was like the best baked bean you ever had, these things are on a different level.
And these are true from scratch baked beans, super easy to make. It makes a really nice sized batch and it just starts with a bag of northern beans and you add some, let's see, let me think off the top of my head. I do have the recipe, or no, the recipe's not on the website yet. Recipe will be on the website soon. So normally you could add ground beef into this if you want, but since we're making pulled pork, we're going to throw pulled pork in it. It does have applesauce, barbecue seasoning, bacon, gotta have bacon in it, but a lot of different goodies, but it's super easy to make. You throw it all together and then just pop it in the oven at a low temperature.
Yeah, and you don't get one little lame slice of bacon like in the canned stuff,
Yeah, no.
How much bacon do you use? Like a half a pack?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Half a pack. Gotta have that bacon. So you could leave it just like that, or if you wanted to toss it in, which is my favorite way, and I would add this in after it's done cooking and just serve it up like this, especially if you have pulled pork that you've already made and you're going to be serving baked beans with it. Just throw it all together.
And if you got a major sweet tooth like me, you go ahead and throw barbecue sauce on top of that too.
Too much. You're too much. It doesn't look pretty, but it's really good. So normally I would chop that up a little bit and throw it in that way, but it doesn't matter. It's going to taste the same. It's not about the looks. It's all about the taste. Now I'm going to bring this over.
This sandwich is ridiculous.
Is my personal favorite. I'm going to cut a pretty piece out of this. Are you guys a crunchy side piece or you like the gooey center?
Guess which one is the difference between me and Danielle? Who likes the center and who likes this side?
As I grab the centerpiece.
Yeah. Well, now you gave it away.
Okay. So you can do this a few different ways. I'm going to show you guys my favorite. Grab a spoon. I like to get all the flavors, and instead of using a bun, using that cornbread, beans just add a great flavor and texture to this, along, of course, with the pork. And now let's add some, toss that in a little bit.
And if any of you are thinking like, oh, she's just piling the stuff up like this for the shot, nope, this is how she serves things. Mm-hmm. Sit down for a plate of food, that's what you get.
And then I love barbecue sauce, so that always goes on top.
And the best part is everybody goes, oh gosh, Danielle, I can't eat all that. And then they crush it.
Yeah, you can. You can.
And to be fair, most of the time they go right into the food coma right after, but you know.
Yeah, so our get-togethers are, you know, most of our friends, we eat early. Like normally Joe and I, we eat between like 4 and 5. So luckily our friend group is about the same. So like our get-togethers at 4, dinner's ready by time typically people show up, but we'll serve right around 4:30. And then by 5:30, everyone's going home. Everyone's half asleep. Yeah.
Which is how she plans it, because she's tired from cooking, ready for everybody to leave, you know.
No, that's not
no,
true.
That's not true.
Sometimes, maybe Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving is a week-long marathon that just keeps going and going. So you could also add coleslaw. I'm not going to do that because I'm going to actually eat this. So it is.
I was going to pick that one.
Huh?
I was going to pick that one.
Oh, too late. I already called it. Okay, but other options are, of course, like we said earlier, a Cuban sandwich. You can also freeze pulled pork up until like 6 months in an airtight container. That is a great option if you want to have like just an easy snack for later on, or if you just want to do like, you know, an appetizer with it. My favorite appetizer is potato skins with pulled pork, bacon, barbecue sauce, cheese, sour cream. It's so good and super easy to make. So that's another good way to use it. Sliders, always a good option. You can throw cheese on the pulled pork and make that way. Add it to macaroni and cheese. That's always delicious. There's so many different ways to use pulled pork. And I just wanted to show you guys some of my favorite barbecue ways to make it.
Give them all one more look.
Yeah.
Although you tore that one up, kind of.
Yeah, that one's a hot mess. I should have made a slaw thingy for that one. I didn't quite think that one through. I was so focused on the barbecue. It was just like, you know, it's all about the meat. All right, guys. So again, the meat, my favorite go-to is D'Artagnan. You can go right to their website. They have a 20%, I believe it's 20% off coupon that if you enter in your email, you get 20% off your order. And they ship it right to your door. It comes frozen, so it's super simple. I got 4 pork butts from them, and it came within the week. It was amazing, along with a brisket, because I'm going to be shooting a brisket here in the next couple of weeks for Father's Day. But yeah, and they have a huge selection on their site. So
and the meat is so good.
It is. It's all really good. They got a bunch of organic options. My favorite pork is Heritage or Berkshire. Absolutely love both of those. And they have both on their site along with lamb, fish. I mean, they have everything. So I'm all about, you know, if you can make it easy on cooking, just have it delivered to your door. Why not?
Smoking what? Just joined and said, can you start over, please? I just got bailed out. Lucky for you, buddy. It's being recorded, you know. You can upload it, watch it later.
I knew it.
Thanks for joining, y'all.
You missed it. You can, you know, you can come over now. Dinner's ready.
Queen of Jam asks, great job. What would you serve with this for dessert?
Cobbler. So I would do a cobbler or a crisp, especially because, and it depends on what you're doing, how are you serving this. So our meal on Saturday, I'm going completely Southern. And it's really, for me personally, when I'm trying to entertain, I like to make it as easy as possible. The pork is ready ahead of time. The baked beans are ready ahead of time. The cornbread is ready. I mean, those are things that you can make a day or two in advance and have it ready to go and then just warm it up. So like a cobbler or a fruit crisp, something like that, it's super easy to make and it's nice and warm. And actually, I'm going to be pulling out my brand new ice cream maker and I'm going to try making some vanilla ice cream with it too. But yeah, cobbler and crisp, they're ready within like 30 minutes. Super simple. Just chop up all your fruits, whatever fruits you want, throw some sugar, mix your topping. Or if you want a simple topping for like a crisp, just throw some granola on top, bake it off, and it's ready to go in 30 minutes.
Nice. Smoking What said his favorite pork is a cooked one.
Lucky.
Well, no, he said cooked, not smoked. So.
Oh.
Yeah, he
I'm
probably wouldn't
sorry.
like this.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't like this, son.
Harry McNeff said apple cobbler. Right there
Apple
with you.
cobbler.
Strawberry
Yeah.
rhubarb pie. Funny enough.
Yeah, I just made that the other day, and that's going to be our cobbler, strawberry rhubarb. But pie is a great option too to make for a feast like this, especially with pie. You want to make it ahead of time because you want to make sure it sets and you don't have water pie. And yeah, I'm kind of known for my water pies. Joe couldn't wait the other day, so he's like, "Can't I just have a piece of that strawberry rhubarb?" Cut it out, and it was just all water coming into it.
I was hungo.
Yeah.
And that pie sounded good.
Yeah. So you always want to let your pie sit, or a coconut cream pie, especially during summertime. You can't go wrong with that.
He said smoked is cooked. He'll take a piece. So.
Nope, no takebacks.
All right, I don't see any other questions.
All right, guys. Well, I really appreciate you joining us. I hope that this was helpful. Any requests for future lives, go and let me know. Joey does go in next week for his surgery, so we are probably going to be off for the next week or two. My girlfriend may come over and shoot the live with me, so it'll be a little bit of a different dynamic duo, and it'll be a lot of fun.
You mean you're not going to prop me up with a stick behind my back and force me to hold the camera?
Well, no, I am.
Could be Percocet Joey on your live. You never know what could be said.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm going to just lock you outside.
Good call.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I really appreciate you joining us. Thank you for everyone who bought badges. I really appreciate it. And we will see you in a week or two.
Bye, guys.